In his own words, we are getting new details on what Bill Cosby said about his sexual exploits in a deposition he gave 10 years ago. The New York Times got the full transcript of his testimony, in which he revealed he tried to keep his relationship secret from his wife and that he did, in fact, give sedatives to women. Jean Casares joins us now from New York to discuss more on this. Good morning to you, Jean. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
You know, CNN doesn't have the transcript, but according to the New York Times, it reveals not only did he give them quaaludes, he says, they did have sex. He tried to keep it from his wife, but he believed it was consensual. So does this change anything?
Well, I guess that's the big key. Now, he's so descriptive. So he talks about at least 5 women, talks about obtaining drugs, quaaludes. He also said that he would be able to know if a woman was ready to have consensual, playful sexual activity with him. And if it was not consensual, that he would stop. He would see the warning signs. He says that he never went all the way with a woman because he didn't want a woman to fall in love with him. So it was always just fun and games. He goes into great detail about Andrea Constant, who was the one woman in 2005 who came forward, and criminal charges were not filed, but that civil suit was, and that obviously is this deposition right here. And he talks about that they had a 2-year consensual relationship. Well, we've never heard from Andrea Constant because it was a confidential settlement at the end. This is his side of the story with Andrea Constant. She wanted criminal charges. She said that he gave her 3 blue pills, and when she woke up, her clothes were off, and she felt that she'd been violated. So this is one side, but he's very descriptive. And you know, this deposition, originally, his attorney wouldn't allow him to answer a lot of these questions. And then Andrea Constant's attorney went to a judge and said, he's got to answer these questions. So this is the deposition where he answered the questions. And obviously, he did not want this out. And there is, right now, a motion before a court in Pennsylvania to unseal this deposition. Because in the eyes of the parties, at least Andrea Constant's side, they believe this deposition is sealed right now until a judge ruled it. But the New York Times told CNN they were able to obtain it.
Interesting. You know, we should point out he has not been charged with anything and he denies all accusations. But we've seen this in other cases of accusations of sexual assault, in that it's a he said, she said. But in this case, with there being so many victims saying that it's not consensual, could this change any possible charges against him?
Well, it definitely, in the eyes of some, if you did not believe that these women had credibility, you see what he says now, and it can give credibility to these women. He also talks about, which is very interesting, how he would woo women by mentoring them and seemingly caring about them and their futures. And he didn't say he didn't care about them and their education and things like that, but he does say that one young woman's parent had cancer, and he acted like he cared about the health of the parent, and that's how he got her where he wanted her.
Interesting. Jean Casares there for us in New York. We appreciate you getting up early and being with us. You take care.
Thanks, Lynn.